Let me begin by saying that I want to turn my attention to spirituality because that's what I'm most comfortable talking about. However, I can't do that and ignore world events. So let's get straight down to it. And I want to go with point one first. The war in Ukraine is a proxy war. The reason that Russia attacked Ukraine is goes back years. There was a agreement between the United States, NATO, and Russia, Warsaw, the Warsaw Pact. The deal was the United States would disband NATO and Russia would disband the Warsaw Pact. And you see this because Russia at one time was United Soviet Socialist Republic. They gave all those countries, they gave them their freedom. And when I say freedom, they no longer had to be allied with the United Soviet Socialist Republic. So now you just have Russia instead of the USSR. The United States did Russia the same way the United States did Native Americans, broke the treaties. The United States has a habit of broken treaties and can't be trusted. And instead of getting rid of NATO, the United States expanded NATO to surround Russia. Word is that the CIA had 10 chemical warfare plants in the Ukraine. And Ukraine was requesting to join NATO. But the United States didn't allow Ukraine to join NATO because they want to use NATO as a proxy. And if the United States had allowed Ukraine to join, then it would be World War III when Russia attacked Ukraine because all of NATO would have had to join in. So now Russia has you say just to evidence what I'm saying is that who is funding the Ukraine war? The United States is funding the Ukraine war, and what NATO is throwing in is nickels and dimes. And what they have thrown in has been Russia has taken 25% of Ukraine. Now Russia is bombing their infrastructure, their utilities, electric, gas, water, and things of this nature to make life unbearable. And they are attacking their military. Russia, unlike Israel, is not killing innocent people. Russia is killing members of the Ukrainian military, and they have lost over. Last I heard, they had lost over 500,000 men, and Russia is also taking out the mercenaries that come over there to fight for Ukraine, taking them out. And the last group of mercenaries that came to the last group of mercenaries that came to the Ukraine to help the Ukraine, when they got off the planes and went to wherever they were supposed to rest and get themselves together to proceed to the front lines, Russia bombed that. Russia bombed that. I want you to understand something. You see, this is kind of unbelievable when you think about the amount of money the United States spends on its military. But see, it's not what's important is what you buy with your money. Not how much money you spend, but how you use your money. And see, America, it was just horrible. I mean, America profits off of war. Let me put it to you this way. When America says that it is giving Ukraine so much money, who is Ukraine buying the military equipment from? The United States. It's a loan. So therefore, they don't even get all the money. A large portion of that money stays in the United States. Then the money, a lot of the money that the Ukraine is getting is going to be you. Then you have money going to administrative costs. That's money thrown away. Then you have money that's actually going to Ukraine that has to be used for to carry their uh, their country financially because people aren't working anymore. So you have to replace that income. You have to replace food. You have to replace you got so much damage done. You have to replace that. Your hospitals are going haywire. So you need a lot of money to replace the infrastructure that's being destroyed. So if Russia has taken 25% of the country, then you can bet that that other 75% is struggling to make ends meet, and a lot of the money is going toward that. Okay, the second thing is going to be easy to explain, the propaganda war. Now, the United States wanted to say that we are helping Ukraine because they're being invaded by Russia. But Russia warned the United States to stop trying to stop the expansion of NATO surrounding us and putting us at a disadvantage. United States didn't do it. So the United States is really the aggressor. But anyway, the United States could have played the game that they were helping the Ukraine. But when South Africa filed the genocide case against Israel, who the United States is supporting, the United States lost worldwide favor, lost the favor of the world. And the world put United States in the same bag that Israel is in, a part of the genocide. And so the United States lost the propaganda war and can't even bring up helping Ukraine because if they every time they do that, they say, well, if you why aren't you helping the Palestinians? Because they are killing innocent people. Russia is killing soldiers. Israel is killing civilians. United States lost the propaganda war. Real quick, do you know what BRICS is? Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. And they are coming up with a currency, with an international currency that can be used for goods and services worldwide to replace the dollar. American hegemony. They're going to replace the dollar. If you understand how it works, the United States controls the IMF bank, and the United States controls the World Bank because they use the United States currency. And countries, they all have an account in those banks. When United States put a sanction on those banks, they are telling the IMF and the World Bank, do not give them our money. Do not give them our money, and the banks does it. And that cripples a country's economy. If they need $2,000, $2 billion to run their country, and the United States tells them, only give them $1 billion, then that's what the IMF is going to give them, $1 billion. But that's also going to hurt the countries that they are doing business with, because they're going to lose that income from the countries they're going to use that income from the countries that have been sanctioned. And that's why that's why a lot of countries say, forget the sanctions. I need milk, we need bread, we need wheat, and we get it from these countries. So BRICS is easy to understand if you've been paying any attention to world affairs. Now, the United States, so I would say that the United States, the dollar is 65%. It's still 65% strong, but it's losing its value quickly as more countries join BRICS and decide not to use the dollar. And I would say that, so I already explained that the military battle is 75% won in Russia, and Ukraine might as well just give up. The propaganda war has been lost 100%. The dollar still got a 65% control, but it's dropping. The technology war in China is over. United States is using 4G. China has developed 5G for their computers. They have 5G chips, faster, quicker, more reliable. This means that all of China's technology works better than the United States technology, which is 4G, and China is 5G, and the country is spelled Hawaii, highway or something like that, highway or some way. Look it up. Now they have open facilities in Africa, technology companies in Africa, and they are teaching this technology to Africans, to young Africans. And let me throw this into the game. Africa has the youngest population in the world. Africa has the youngest population in the world. And to curb that, the United States want to introduce homosexuality and same-sex marriages, which do not produce people. Africa kicked that crap out. So when you total it all up, United States, when you total it all up, the World War III is on 4 fronts. One is the military. The military battle, Russia has won 75. You can give Russia a 75% win on that. And every day the odds of Ukraine winning just getting lower and lower and lower. Their military infrastructure is defeated. And they never had a chance to win the war anyway against Russia, because it was much easier for Russia to keep its military supplied. And on the other hand, depending on America, you got thousands and thousands of miles to get your supplies. Didn't even make sense. The propaganda war, 100% in Russia's favor, because the United States is crippled by Israel as far as propaganda. Israel's lost that. That's 100% loss. BRICS is just getting started up. Number 3, BRICS is just getting started up. So you have to, and the dollar is declining as a monetary mode of the transference of goods and services from country to country. And it's going, and by the middle of the year, won't even be worth, it's going down. The technology war, you got 4G against 5G. That's 100% win. There's no competition. In fact, there's no telling what companies in America is purchasing technology from China in order to get 5G, which is more stable and secure, faster and superior. Now, back to what I said at the beginning. If you want to get the news, don't listen. Unfortunately, you can't listen to mainstream media because they don't tell us the truth. And when they do tell the truth, it's only partial. And you look at America right now, you got the prosecutors of Donald Trump on trial, and ask me which is the worst, a coup or these little knick-knack things that white prosecutors are getting away with. They're just giving Donald Trump another chance. That's our media. And imagine if a good example of our media, if Obama did what Donald Trump did, he'd either be in jail for life or they may have executed him as a traitor. I mean, if you think that Obama could get away with what Donald Trump did, I'm not going to argue with you. You don't argue with crazy people. So, like and subscribe, share the information with a friend, research it, and you will find that I am telling you the truth. And I will leave links to channels where you can get the truth, unbiased truth. Like and subscribe. Talk to you later.